And if you've got policies that are being put into effect with bed cuts, program slashes, and things like that, that only make our work even more and more inefficient. It just, instead of helping us, it's the reverse. So you've got to say enough's enough. We need to precipitate a crisis so that we can get somebody's attention for the plight, not only of us as oncologists, but for the plight of the program. Because at the moment, unless they get manpower in, this program is going to collapse and close.
What is the source of the biggest frustration? Is it the Ministry of Health? Is it the hospital administration? Is it...
Everybody needs to cut back, all right? We all know that. We're running a massive deficit. In your family, you can't afford to spend open-ended. You haven't got an open-ended check, all right? And I'm all in agreement with cuts, but cuts that are constructive, that maintain quality of care, and achieved the objective, which is cost constraints. We want to be cost effective. Some of the policies that they're introducing, I don't think are going to be cost effective. They definitely do nothing for patient care. They do nothing for access, safety, quality, and definitely it's not cost effective. The real reason for doing this is to save money. What they're trying to do is the opposite.
Is that the hospital board, though?
This,
is that the problem?
This administration. All right, this is a home-built crisis. We need to cut back. There's no doubt, all right? We need to cut back, and we'll try to do everything we can. But we've got to do it, and at the same time, that very delicate balance of fostering good quality care. Nobody wants to be treated in a facility where quality of care is deteriorating, all right? Nobody. And I want to maintain quality of care. I want to maintain a cost-effective program. And we'll do everything to keep it cost-effective, but I cannot function with some of the policies that are being implemented. It's sanity. It's basically sanity, but most important of all is to create an environment where we can attract people. Nobody wants to come and work from 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night every frickin' day of the week. All right?
Not even you.
Nobody. Every day of the week we've got the oncologists working here, all hours. We're on call. Sometimes this summer and this fall, oncologists were on for up to 5 weeks in a row, continuous. You're not sustainable. And when people come and look at that, how can you attract them? So the hospital has to create an environment where people can be recruited, physicians can be recruited. That's your prized resource. And you must do everything to retain the physicians you've got and to attract new ones.
What can the citizens of this city, this community, do to help and to demand better health care from the hospital?
Well, I think a lot of programs are very good, but they're all in crisis. They're all in crisis. And you do not make the crisis worse by putting in inefficiencies. You can't have code burgundies every day of the week almost, where patients are overflowing from emergency and cut beds at the same time. That does not make sense.
Is that what a code burgundy is?
Yes,
the
beds, and therefore patients can't be admitted from emerge, so they're stacked up in emerge, all right, creating crisis over there, all right. Oncology, they're closing one more bed. They closed one earlier this year against our advice. We have not been totally consulted. We've been given fait accomplis that are going to take effect in January. And they know we'll object to some of them. And that's why I presume they haven't discussed it with us.
There's an additional risk, too, for cancer patients, aren't they? Especially those that are undergoing intensive chemotherapy when they're in the emergency department and exposed to other sick people.
You bet. You know, these patients are not going to go away. They are here in the Sioux. They are not suddenly going to evaporate. Cutting beds in oncology, palliative care, or anywhere. They're going to end up in emerge. And they're going to be stacked in emerge. They're going to have to try to find a bed somewhere, but the beds are being cut. If they're not in oncology, they're going to be on general wards where you don't have the nursing expertise, you don't have the physician expertise. And as we've indicated and the oncology physicians have said, if they are not seen by the oncologist, their safety is jeopardized. But more important than that, they don't get the turnaround. If they're not seen quickly, dealt with, they stay longer if they've not got the expertise to deal with it. So it slows the process down. So discharges will be delayed. What do you need? You need more beds, all right? But they're closing beds.
Do we not have a high rate of cancer in this community when compared to other communities?
There are 25% increase because they're smoking related. Now the latest statistics don't support too much of a gap, say from Sudbury or Thunder Bay or Essex County. We do have an increase, but it's variable. In some they increase, some decreased, all right? The problem is all over the province. The disease is not going away with the aging population increasing, all right? And as we have indicated, why cut our resources, when we can't cope? The main thing, the main crux of what we're trying to get across is the manpower crisis. Everything else is secondary. Make our life easier, make us more efficient so we can deal with the patient volumes. Don't make it increasingly difficult for us to be able to cope, because we won't attract new physicians.
Do you have any ideas out there to attract new physicians? I mean, if
make our life easier.
And you think the hospital board can do that without running a higher deficit or still?
They are going to have to look at that.